Hey, what's up everyone? Sean here and welcome to another video. This is a kind of a different video from my usual detailing related videos. I saw everyone doing it within the detailing circle, so I just thought I'd join in on the bit of the fun. That is the Prime Day. Now for this video though, I am going to try to mention the other products that I've used, or I feel like, just from checking it out, seem like a pretty good deal or seem like a good product, especially that's amplified by this Prime Day deal. And of course Prime Day has been going on for this past week, so again, it's that I throw in my 2 cents into this little topic here. So anyways, let's get right into it. And first off, this is something I have used. You can kind of see by the last purchase date which is funny. This is the Real U, excuse me, foam cannon. This is a little different from your typical foam cannon. For those who don't know, what this basically does is it actually does the mixing for you. Normally you want to dilute your soap or foam, whatever it is you're working with a certain amount of water. Most of the time, like 30 ounces of water or 1,000 mils. And then you kind of just throw in like about 1 to 2 ounces of whatever you're using, like whatever product. But of course, it all depends on a case-by-case basis. But anyways, this is supposed to cut that sort of math out for you, and you just dump your product into here however much you want, and it will do the mixing for you. It will, shoot out the foam. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, about 1 to 10 or 10 to 1, but you can also change and adjust the amount of mixing with the siphoning orifices that it comes with. It comes with 2. You can definitely have to do a lot of like experimenting or for you to fine-tune depending on what products you're using in your car washing basis. But for what it is, it's really neat. I think it's really perfect for actually for your wheels. That way you can just dump your wheel cleaner or wheel slash tire cleaner into the thing, or really like maybe all-purpose cleaner, dump it in there and then blast your wheels and clean it that way, and you get foam instantly without too much thought into it. It's actually pretty cool. So I think this Prime Day deal is justified here. All right, up next, this is a set of work lights here. This does come with 2 LED heads right here. It does rotate, all that stuff. 3-prong. I think it's oh, and by the way, just a little disclaimer, I almost forgot. I have used camel just to make sure if these Prime Day deals are kind of legit or not. Some of them are kind of a weird in between, so I'll try to mention that as well. So anyways, these work lights seem to be pretty promising. They are normally $149.99. Right now they are almost half off. Of course, these are the ones you plug into, so if you don't mind having a power cord, this could be the one for you. It will be pretty bright, I'll say that. And this will be kind of perfect for those who want to detail at night, and kind of like always can use a little more light on certain areas. So definitely can use that there. And of course you can always use it for other purposes as well. It's not just for car detailing, but just for garage projects or just other things that you need lighting for. So I think this is a pretty good opportunity to snatch this one up. All right, next one up, this is another Prime Day deal nonetheless. This is a little more of a lesser one. It's only about $3 off, 15% off. So anyways, this is Fantastic Clean microfiber cleaning cloth rolls. So what this is kind of like basically your paper towels. Imagine that, like you normally rip them off, wipe your hands, whatever. These are the same deal, except these are actual microfiber towels. I've actually used them a little bit very recently, and for what they are, they're pretty cool. I like the concept of it. You just have just a plethora of these towels ready to go, and you can also use them in a disposable basis, so you can actually use these for like your ceramic coating if you're like actually worried about the microfiber towels that you normally use and don't want to risk them getting hard and kind of like scaly, you can forego that by using these ones, and then just use these to kind of like be your essentially your meat shield, and you can throw these away once you're done leveling off your coating or applying the coating, depending on how you want to do it. But these do have multiple uses around the house, your car, anything. There's a lot of things you could think of in the garage as well. So I think these are a pretty cool deal if you really do think about it, especially if you compare these to the rag towels that the rag company has as well. They also had those like ripping whatever's, I forget what they're called, the ripping towels. Kind of the same deal, except they come in less quantity, and these are essentially the same thing, but they come in more and you get more out of it. So the value is definitely there, and especially with that Prime Day deal, why not, right? Go for it. Let it rip, as maybe one would say. All right, anyway, next up, another little bit of a lesser deal as well, but I think it's worth looking into. This is one of these like multi-tip nozzles for your pressure washer. So as you can see here, the biggest one they do offer for orifice size is 3.5. That's like pretty much what you want to use for your average pressure washer. So I have a Karcher, so I definitely would go for either a 3 or 3.5 in order for you to get a sort of that maximum efficiency of GPM and maintaining that pressure that you want. But what this does is sort of eliminate the need to keep constantly changing out the size of the fan or the degrees of spray. So normally you'd have a 40 degree or 25 degree, maybe even a 15 degree, depending on your situation. But you know, if you don't want to keep switching out your tips, this is something for you perhaps. It is 24% off, so that's kind of worth looking into, I think. So anyways, I think the next one up, I think this is a really cool one, as simple as they are. This is the 6-pack of these spray heads that essentially are the Total spray heads that a lot of people like to use in their detailing needs. And yeah, I think a 6-pack for around $11 is, I think, a pretty good deal, because they are like pretty accessible. It's on Amazon. You can get them on potentially the same day, or that 2-day shipping that a lot of people like. You can also even go for these the white and green ones for a little cheaper as well as these clear ones. So either way, you have a kind of like a good amount of choices, and you know, these spray heads have been performing pretty well for me. They do fit the 16-ounce bottles, the 8-ounce, and the 32 ounces, as long as the threads are 28-400. So essentially, that's kind of like the sizing of the spray bottles for this when it comes to the threads. And I believe this one is the most common one, or a pretty common size. So they'll fit into a lot of the spray bottles. So I think it's a pretty good one. This is what I've been eyeballing for a while. As you can see, I actually made a purchase not super long ago. So it is I think it's a pretty good worth of a investment when it comes to spray heads. Up next, this is kind of a semi Prime Day deal, as I like to call it. It is the Fantic air duster. It's just kind of like one of those like blowers that people have been like showing off on like TikTok or something like that. It's like that same exact shape essentially, and it's in the same exact function. You can actually use this for like your keyboards, your PC fans, stuff around the house a little bit, so on and so forth. But I would like to use this for like a quick little duster kind of deal in the interior side of things. So if you want to just like get some dust off of your air vents real quick, this is kind of like that sort of situation here. This is 50% off, but they tend to do that a little more often. So if you don't feel like you need them, keep that in mind. But if you are, feeling kind of like giddy on Prime Week, I should say, then this is something I think worth looking into. Especially if you like the Fantic brand, if you're like just into the brand in general, then I think this is potentially worth looking into, especially with the brushless motor feature. Perhaps if you want to be a little more fancy, that I guess you could say, then you can definitely snatch this one up for your Fantic needs. Up next, this is another actually real cool one, as simple as they are. This is a pair of 8mm heavy duty nitro gloves. The mils essentially measure the thickness of the gloves. So essentially, when it comes to detailing, you kind of want at least 6. I think 8 is a pretty good one, in my opinion. I've had like 7mm or 6mm gloves that kind of just randomly rip on me. So the 8mm I think is like an extra sense of insurance or assurance. Anyways, they are almost half off right now. So if you want to, take the opportunity to get a 50 pack of these 8mm gloves, then I would say go for it. Because otherwise, Harbor Freight or stuff like that could potentially offer something a little close to it, but I don't think they have 8mm heavy duty gloves like these at this sort of price at the moment. So I think this is something worth looking into once again. Up next is another cool one, I think. These are the Pro Hear Bluetooth ear protection headphones. These ones are going to protect you from like mowing a lawn, or if you want to like reduce the noise of your workshop stuff, snow blowing, leaf blowing, so on and so forth. These are pretty cool because they do have the Bluetooth capability, so you can listen to your music while it's doing all those loud activities. So this is another one I think are pretty cool to look into if you're looking for, especially if you're looking to protect your ears, but at the same time want to keep things a little more interesting with your music, or if you want to listen to podcasts, music, whatever, etc., while noise canceling. And this could be a good use when it comes to like the airplane as well. If you like to fly often, but you don't want to like spend $300 on those Bose noise canceling headphones, then this is something worth looking into because it's just $35.99. So I think it's worth trying if you want to go for that little hack right there. All right, next one up. I think this is a pretty good one as well. This is a 20% off deal for the Ethos wheel cleaner. This wheel cleaner does have some iron removing capabilities. And when it comes to iron removing chemicals, they tend to be very expensive by the gallon. So I think having this at right around $50, I think is a pretty good one, especially if you need something to clean your wheels with that extra kick to it. I think this is something worth looking into as well, because also you can definitely use this on your paint as well, according to Ethos themselves. That's what they mentioned. And you can even, I think, further save more money by clicking on this 17% off coupon code it looks like here. So what you get, not only the 20% off, but that potential extra 17% as well once you hit that redeem button. So if you are looking for potentially like a cheaper iron remover that doesn't smell too bad, this is something potentially up your alley. Now, on the topic of Fantic, Fantic is actually offering the Prime Day deals on several of their other products, including these pressure washers right here. So I think the bucket one I would kind of stay away from. I rather aim my sights on something like this, the cordless electric sprayer, the NB8 Nano. This is a pretty cool little gadget right here for rinseless washing. It really does a really good job distributing it. You can adjust the tip. You can make it into like a little mini pressure washer in a sense once you tighten it all the way, or loosen it all the way rather. And then when you tighten it, it does offer a pretty decent misting spray. So you can either go for like a more gentle application, or just something a little more with a punch to it, just enough to get that loose grit off of your car paint. But of course, again, you do have multiple other uses besides your car. You can definitely use it for like your dog, washing your dog's paws off like with mud or whatever. You can use it for your plants potentially, and not to mention, right, you can pack up with distilled water. So if you need to do a rinse, like like that spot-free rinse for your car or your windows, maybe on your house or whatever, this is something for you as well. As well as the NBA flipper here. This is something I'm actually super familiar with. I know. Let me go ahead and move this around here. This is $71.97. If you want to get it through Amazon, this could be the opportunity for you to get it. Now, yes, you could get this on Costco for about 50 bucks ish. So, but that's only if you have a Costco membership. So if you want to get a Costco membership, that's about 50 to 60 bucks. So you're really not saving money there in that situation. But if you already have it, yes, go for that one. But if you don't feel like getting a Costco membership, this is another way to get it, especially with that 40% off. You actually, well, let's be real. I was able to get this for $79.99. So technically, this is only a $8 off deal, but it is a deal nonetheless. So if you want to save further cash through the Amazon, then this is the opportunity for you to get it, because it does kind of like the same thing with the this one right here, and also the electric spray right here, which is to spray whatever product you want, which is which is pretty much like, rinse, wash, or whatever else you want to spray. I like this one better though, because it offers more pressure than something like the nano sprayer. So this will definitely knock off a lot more of that grit. When it comes to like stuck on mud, I don't know about that. I haven't really tried that one out, but this will do the job. This will definitely rinse off your soap off your car if you're doing that kind of wash. So if you're like living around like the apartments and stuff like that, or no running water, this is another way, or another option rather, to get that sort of pressure washer feel or simulation, I guess you could say, in a little product. It's very portable, so I really do like it at that aspect. Otherwise, there is this one. This is the big boy of the bunch, the NBA Ultra. This is about closer to $300 than it is $400. Now, I think on Camel, it does say that it does tend to have these deals from other times too, but now is definitely one of those times, you could say. So the 32% off is kind of worth looking into, especially again if you live in apartments and stuff like that. This is like the best of the best essentially within this sort of niche market, which is offering, I think it's like a 4-gallon tank or whatever. It just has a lot of capacity to hold, more than enough for you to wash your car, especially with that rinse wash. If you want to just blast your vehicle with rinse wash, this is the opportunity to do so. If you're feeling a little giddy, or a little more seeking thrills sort of a mood, this is one way to do it as well. But nonetheless, you will have a pretty clean vehicle at your apartment with this bad boy right here. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, when it comes to the Ethos side of things, Ethos is also offering a discount on all of their chemicals. I know there's like a little crooked on the page, but just look into it, see what you want, and you'll potentially find whatever deal you want with the chemicals you're looking for from Ethos themselves. All right, so that's pretty much it on my end. That's the time that I'm gonna give for my side of the Amazon Prime Day sort of video, or week, we should say. So I think it's a pretty cool one though, because it is going on longer than usual, I think. But yeah, there's plenty of other deals out there depending on what you're looking for. But these are the ones I kind of come up with that are a little different, but also could potentially add into your detailing needs, or your house needs, or whatever else needs you are what you have. So anyways, thank you very much. If you have any comments or questions, leave me down below. I'll try to leave all the links in the description below, whether it be like individual links or I'll actually have like a idea list or whatever, the Amazon store list, and I'll put that there, and you can like click on it, and then you'll see the whole thing of these products mentioned here. So anyways, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out, and I do appreciate it. I'll come back with more detailing videos in the future, hopefully. And with that, thank you very much, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Sean out.